My name is Emma, and I'm 56. My husband, Evan, is 58, and our daughter, Claire, is a 15-year-old middle schooler. After everything I've done for you, you're not taking birth control pills, are you? Do you even want kids? My colleagues keep having kids. I wanted 3 kids, all boys, but all we got was 1 girl, and she's got a terrible personality. She'll never get married at this rate, but that's on you for raising her that way. She's also been defying me a lot lately. Who does she take after? And don't start talking about fertility treatments again. You're too old to have more kids now. It's time to go. Every time I deal with you, it's a waste of time. He left the lunchbox I made and headed to work, leaving it behind. Evan and I met 20 years ago. At that time, I was 36 and Evan was 38. If I were to give birth, it would be considered a late childbirth due to our age. We had numerous attempts over 6 years. We finally had a daughter. While she was my precious girl, Evan seemed discontented. Mom, are you okay? Oh, Claire, good morning. I'll make breakfast now. Did Dad say something to you again? Mom, you shouldn't worry about him. He's just a stubborn old man with a backward mindset. Don't talk like that, but thank you for standing up for me. That's enough for me. Thank you for being born. The incident happened that night. Evan came home in a good mood and abruptly announced, I've had a mistress all along. What? We will take care of Claire with my mom. So, you should get out of here. I was at a complete loss. It seemed like some kind of lie, almost like an act. Evan has a mistress. Even though we had fights, I thought we were doing fine. And yet, after all these years of being the one who supported everything behind the scenes, he's planning to kick me out of the house. Why? Why are you doing this? Pack your things immediately. Just grab some clothes. If you don't have a bag, I'll give you one. But don't take your jewelry. You must have some, right? For a plain woman like you, it's like casting pearls before swine. And besides, you're getting fat, just like a pig. Evan laughed obnoxiously. Did I really spend 20 years with this kind of man? Isn't this too cruel? I will take custody of our daughter. I resisted with all I had, but Evan was dismissive. Stop pretending to be her mother. You're not very smart or resourceful. Besides, you find it hard to deal with Claire, don't you? She doesn't get along with you. It's fine, I'll take care of her with my mistress and my mom. What are you talking about, you fool? Claire. The person who opened the living room door was our daughter in pajamas. Apparently, she had overheard my conversation with Evan. Hey, Claire. Wouldn't you rather have a younger, prettier mother? Nancy is beautiful, cooks well, and can do anything. You got teased at school when your grandmother came to the parent-teacher meeting, right? You won't have to worry about that anymore. Nancy is gorgeous. I burst into tears. I couldn't stop them. I had spent years devoted to this man, and for what? I can't stop crying. I'm sobbing uncontrollably. When I broke down crying, Evan said something like, "Oh, come on. Oh, come on," playing the tragic heroine again. Claire, take a good look. This is the true colors of your mom. She thinks crying will get her out of everything. Seriously, are you a child? How pathetic. Claire, you're coming with me, right? It's all downhill if you follow this old hag. Why not live with me and Nancy instead? I'll take you anywhere you want. Emma doesn't even have a driver's license, so you guys always had to take the train, right? But Nancy will drive, so we can go anywhere. Okay. Claire. Claire agrees with what Evan says. That was the worst possible outcome for me. I thought Claire would be on my side, but Claire. I looked up at Claire. But then, she said, if you want to take custody of me and keep me away from Mom, there's a condition. Oh, sure. Anything you want. I'm not as stingy as your mom. What do you want? Name it, and I'll get it for you to celebrate. Designer stuff, video games, jewelry, you name it. I'll get you something to make your life easier. Dad, there are 2 conditions. You can choose either one. As I listened to the conversation between Evan and Claire, I was filled with despair. It sounded like they were planning to kick me out. While I was thinking I might be kicked out, Evan said, "Okay, I'll do anything for you." If you want to take custody of me, you'll have to meet one of two conditions. Either you pay $90,000 for the settlement for divorce, or you take care of Mom, who has health issues, for the rest of her life. Oh, and by the way, you can't get out of this, Dad. What? What are you talking about? You'd be better off with someone who's capable, instead of your useless mother. Besides, Nancy can handle your rebellious phase, no problem. Who's this Nancy you're talking about? Why would I go with some random woman? I'm not a child you can bribe with candy. Don't treat me like one. Sure, I might rebel against my parent, but the one I really can't stand is you, Dad. What did you just say? You can't talk to your dad like that. Nancy is an amazing woman. She graduated top of her class from high school and then went to a university in France. She worked at a prestigious company. She's even an incredible cook, so good that a high-end restaurant wanted her as a chef. So what? Claire, what's with that attitude? Can't you at least be grateful to your parents? And aren't you getting tired of your useless mother? She even burns her cooking sometimes, and she's only a high school graduate from a poor family. No wonder she's got no sense of style. If it weren't for me, she'd be homeless. Even kids know there's a line between what's okay to say and what's not. What? Mom's not useless. She works from morning to night for you and me. And you, what do? You get obsessed with another woman, and probably end up cheating again. If you can't stay faithful to one woman, what makes you think the next one won't be the same? What? You realize the reason you have all this stuff, the tutoring, the clothes, and the candy, is because I work for it, right? You should thank me for everything you have. Who was the one who decided to get divorced and remarried without even asking us? You don't deserve to be called Dad, so which condition are you choosing? You can't just opt out because it's inconvenient. It's time to grow up. And if you really do get divorced, even kids have a right to choose. You don't get that. You are a useless dad. What? Mom, I'm sticking with you. No one wants to be around a father like him. Claire said that and headed back upstairs. Fine, I'm going to bed too. Pack your things. I'm taking Claire with me. You're being thrown out, Evan said and went to his bedroom. Left alone in the living room, I stayed up all night just thinking, what am I going to do now? The next morning, I made breakfast as usual after a brief nap. I know. Today, both Claire and Evan have the day off. I hoped there wouldn't be any more arguments, but that was unlikely. Claire was the first to wake up. Good morning, Mom. Oh, good morning, Claire. You're up early. Are you planning to go out today? Nope, I changed my mind. I can't leave you alone with that idiot Dad. Besides, I need to wait until he leaves so I can keep you safe. Mom, I'm always on your side. I don't care how good a lawyer he gets, I'm not leaving you. You're my mom forever. I'll never leave you. Why are you making so much noise in the morning? The one who entered the living room was Evan. Evan had changed into casual clothes, different from his usual pajamas. Hey Emma. You packed, right? Nancy's coming soon, so you better get out of here. You really can't take a hint, can you? Must be because you're low education. And you're not low education. You claim to be a college grad, but it's from a community college. And who repeated 2 years in college? Stop acting all high and mighty. Claire. Watch your tone. You know what happens if you follow your mom. No money for private school, no candy, and no fancy clothes. You had a plan to take entrance exams with your friends for high school, remember? If you can't do that, your future is bleak. Not going to high school isn't the end of the world. It's not like I'll lose my friends. We can always text and meet up. Is that the best threat you have? Maybe the real useless one is you, Dad. I silently applauded Claire's sharp remark. I think it's amazing that she can speak up to adults like that. Evan seemed pretty emotionally wounded, but I don't owe him any help. Claire, did this idiot woman tell you to say this? If she did, I can give it right back to her. Here. Anyway, if you can't meet my conditions, I'm not going anywhere. I'll kick your mistress out. Don't you know that Mom has gastrointestinal issues? But who drove her to this point? You did. Mom's been hiding her illness, and you can't even see that. What a useless dad. Emma, do you really have gastrointestinal issues? Or is this just some made-up excuse to keep Claire? Sounds like it to me. Anyway, Claire, where's this proof of an affair? If you're going to lie about something, at least make it convincing. You're both a couple of liars. Proof. You want to see proof. Do you want me to show you pictures of you entering a hotel with that woman, holding her hand and acting all lovey-dovey? If you want to see it, I can show you. You're the one who's crazy. And yes, I hired a private investigator, so I've got all the photos. You're done for. Hey, Emma. See, there you go, running to mom for help. Even she wouldn't save a loser like you. Not even worth sympathy. Any kid could figure that out, but you can't even grasp it. Seriously, there's something wrong with you. And now you say your mistress coming over. No way I'm letting her in. I'd rather move out with mom. Anyway, after all I've said, I'm not following you. Claire, don't say that. Like I've told you, Nancy's way better than your slacker mom. The doorbell rings. Claire is the first to move, but Liam tells her to stay seated. Is it because your mistress is here? Just shut up. Evan goes to the door and comes back with his mistress. I was shocked when I saw her. I thought he'd bring someone around his age, but she's slim, heavily made up, and might not even be 30 yet. When I realized that I'd lost to someone who reeks of perfume and wears all these fancy brands, I felt a wave of anger. Hi there. So this is your place, huh? Not bad for an apartment. You're Claire, aren't you? Nice to me. Don't get friendly with me, you dumb home wrecker. Hey, Claire. What are you saying to your new stepmom? I'm sorry, Nancy, her mom didn't raise her right. Who's been supporting you all this time? My mom. There's no way I'm calling this woman mom. Bringing her into the house. Dad, you're out of your mind. Hey. Claire, watch your mouth. It's okay, Evan. Teenage girls just want to make their point. Here, Claire, this is for you. You don't know anything about me. Stop calling me by my name. The only people who can call me Claire are my friends and my mom. It gives me the creeps when you say it. Just get out of here. Evan, didn't you say Claire was okay with this marriage? What's going on? And no, that's not, I mean. This useless dad of mine tried to seal the remarriage deal with you by lying. You don't even know that, and you're a mistress. And any normal girl would despise you. No one likes a home wrecker. Claire, it's fine, just take these fancy cookies as a little peace offering. Nancy holds out a box of cookies to Claire. It's the kind she likes, but Claire slaps it away, and it falls to the floor. Who'd want cookies from a tramp like you? I'd love to see someone take them. You think you can buy me off with cookies? That's insulting. Besides, do you really love this low education guy? What? Evan, didn't you say you went to Harvard? Were you lying to me? Didn't you say Claire and her mom were on bad terms, so you'd take her in? Was that a lie, too? As Evan and Nancy start arguing, Claire leaves the room and comes back with a large envelope. It's from the private investigator she hired. This is proof of your affair. We've got you on camera entering a hotel. What were you doing there? Oh, it's so gross. Probably doing some nasty stuff. Stay away from me. You're disgusting. That's not true. I just had a stomachache. Yeah, right. I just needed the bathroom. What's wrong with that? Sure, spending 5 hours in a hotel bathroom. That's a real inconvenience for the hotel. And that excuse won't fly. You went to the hotel on a different day. Was it for a stomachache, too? And that day? And that one? If you've got that many stomach issues, maybe see a doctor. It's laughable. What a lame excuse, like something a grade schooler would use. You think you can fool me because I'm a kid. Think again. No way am I living with the mistress. Of course, my mom's more important. This scumbag's the worst. Cheating or whatever it is, both are just awful. Evan, you told me Claire hated her mom, so the divorce would go smoothly. Was that a lie? Claire obviously loves her mom. Well, it's just that. Hey, Mom. What do you think? Say something. He wouldn't even meet your conditions, couldn't pay you alimony, and yet he's trying to take me away. Claire, Evan, and Nancy all look at me. I smile. Evan, Nancy, just leave. The deal's not done yet. Just leave. If you cause this much ruckus, what are the neighbors going to think? Nancy, right. You can have him. Just never show your faces to me and Claire again. Fine. You could have said that from the start. See ya. Mom. In the end, Claire throws their shoes out and kicks out Nancy and Evan. I said it clearly. Later, I called my mill. Hey, it's me, Emma. Oh, Emma, how are you? Why do you sound so down? Evan and his mistress are on their way to you. I emailed the backstory and the evidence of the affair. Fortunately, my mill was always kind to me. I decided to lean on her for support. What? That idiot son of mine. Fine, get a divorce. You and Claire don't need to waste any more time with that loser. Don't worry. I'll set him straight. You and Claire just come back to your parents' house. I've got this. Thank you so much. I appreciate your help. I hung up and told Claire. Let's go to Grandma's for a while. Yay. Is Grandma gonna give it to him? Sounds like it. Claire, thanks for everything. I couldn't have done it without you. That's not true. I just did it because I love you. Later, I heard this from my mill. Evan and Nancy tried to get my mill on their side, but of course, that didn't work out for them. They ended up getting kicked out of her house, too. I left my half of the divorce papers at home and took Claire back to my parents' place. My mom, Claire's maternal grandmother, was shocked, but she let us in after we explained everything. Who does he think he is? How can he have a mistress with a wonderful daughter like Claire? He's the worst, just like you said. I know a lawyer through your late dad. Let's get to work. Everything moved quickly after that. I worked with the lawyer to summarize everything and gather all the evidence of the affair. I wish I'd had a voice recorder, but I didn't. Even though Claire's underage, her testimony was still valuable. I have gastrointestinal issues, but it's because of Evan's verbal abuse. I wasn't sure if this claim would hold up, but Claire stepped up and backed me up on everything she overheard. My mom was furious, and even the female lawyer was shocked. He said that to you. That's just not right. You should have come sooner, and we'd have gotten you some real compensation. My daughter's in school, and I don't want her to transfer. Right, she's in her final year. Claire, I'm impressed with how much you remembered. It's okay, we'll make sure you get proper compensation from your husband. Claire and I looked at each other and smiled a little. After that, the divorce was finalized, and I got a substantial amount of compensation from Evan every month. The mistress apparently ditched him after hearing that. Evan called me once. Hey, Nancy ditched me. What do I do? I can't afford to pay you that much. Can't we get back together and just stop this divorce? It'd be easier for everyone. Who does this guy think he is? He wants to stop the divorce because he doesn't want to pay compensation. I shouted into the phone. Are you kidding me? You bring your mistress home and then say you can't pay me. Do you remember what you did to me? I won't forget it. Keep paying me. Child support. I said I don't need it. Just pay me the compensation. I hung up. If I accepted child support, it would mean allowing Evan to meet with Claire. Besides, Claire probably wouldn't want to see him anymore. I know I'd hate it if I were in her position. This is how I ended my life with Evan. Claire, now free from the stress caused by her father, got into a high school in France she had her heart set on. She also graduated middle school as the valedictorian. After Claire made her decision, I got a call from someone I didn't expect. Emma, I'm sorry for all the trouble you've been through. The one who called, with an apology mixed in, was Evan's mother, my ex-mill, who has some mobility issues. Can I talk with Claire? I made sure Evan knows to pay you the right amount of compensation, and he won't come back to this house. But I still want to talk with Claire. She's my granddaughter, and I miss her. My ex-mill was always on my side. I talked it over with Claire, and she said she would visit her dear grandma before leaving for France. My ex-mill was crying with joy over the phone. Then I got a call. It was an unfamiliar phone number. I had a bad feeling, but it might have been someone I knew. I answered the phone. Hello. Who is this? What's going on? You've ruined everything. It was Nancy, screaming loud enough to hurt my ears. Because of you, my life with Evan is over. What do you have to say for yourself? It's all your fault, running away from the compensation, and you're saying this. Shameful. Excuse me. You destroyed my life. Why would you send evidence of our affair to both Evan's boss and my boss? That's so cruel. Stop pretending you're a victim. I just got my revenge. Oh, and I can always sue you for compensation, too. What do you say? I'm fine either way. The line went dead. It was like she was running away. Yeah, I was the one who sent the evidence of the affair to both of their bosses. I wanted them to suffer together, so I sent them the photos and behavior logs from the investigator. I don't regret it. Evan's the one who started the fight in the first place. I just reacted to it. I couldn't help but smirk and think, serves them right. Claire's getting ready to move to France. Evan's paying me compensation, so we won't have trouble covering her tuition. Use some of it for yourself, Mom. I'll be fine in France. Besides, I'm going with friends, so I'm good. Then, Claire moved to France. She's incredible, heading to France on her own without any complaints. I didn't know she was so brave. I'm so proud of her. I said this to myself while riding the train home. I stayed with my parents for a while, but one day, I got a call from my ex-mill. Her health had always been bad, but it seemed to be getting worse. I cut ties with Evan, but my ex-mill supported me during the divorce. Mom, can I check on my ex-mill? She was a big help during the divorce, and Evan can't handle caregiving. I want to make sure she's okay. My mom and I discussed it. She didn't want me dealing with Evan's family, but my ex-mill was the one who convinced Evan during the divorce. Go see her. But if she needs caregiving, what will you do? I'd rather live with you, but my ex-mill was always so kind to me. If I need to, I'd help take care of her. That's my girl. Your ex-mill needs you, and she helped you during the divorce, so make sure you repay her kindness. I'm fine. Besides, you're getting better from your gastrointestinal issues, right? Don't worry about me, just go. Thanks. After that, I went to see my ex-mill, and she was in pretty bad shape. She needed caregiving. Evan could never manage that, so I moved into her house to take care of her. My ex-mill liked me even when she could stand and do household chores. We never had the typical mill problems. She always praised me for my good traits. My mom's in good health, so there's not much to worry about. Emma, I'm sorry for all this. It's fine. By the way, has Evan tried to reach out? PFFD, I'd rather not hear from that idiot son. How's my granddaughter doing in France? Is she settling in? Yes, I got some photos, and she's doing well. She took on her dad during the divorce, so she's brave enough to handle anything. Maybe she takes after me. What a sweet granddaughter. Claire sends me letters almost every month. Sometimes they have photos too, and I always look forward to them.